Dhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Jaya Kauranita Mayapur Sati Jaya Kauranita Jaya Mayapur Sati Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So we were discussing Canto 10, and yesterday we discussed let me share my screen and then we can go. Yeah, hope you can see my screen now. Okay, so yesterday we discussed till text 19, where we saw like how these two sons of Nalakura and Manigriva, they were being drunk and then they were intoxicated at the same time. We saw about how Narada Muni he wanted to bless them by his curse, and he cursed him. So we discussed about some philosophical topic yesterday about how the richness makes people proud, and they forget everything about that. Let's continue from here. Text 20 to 22. यदीमो लोकपालस्य पुत्रो भूत्वा तमाप्लुतौ न विवासम् आत्मनां विज्ञानीत सुधर्मदौ अतो हर्त स्थावरतां स्थानेवं यथा पुनः स्मृति स्यान्मत्प्रसादेन तत्रापि मदनुग्रहात् वासुदेव संसिद्ध्यं लब्ध्या दिव्य सरोच्यते वृत्ते सर्वलोकतां भूयो लब्ध भक्ति भविष्यतः. The three verses going together. Rupesh Prabhu, can you please read?
Hare Krishna. These two young men, Nalakuvara and Manigriva, are by fortune the sons of the great demigod Kuvera. But because of false prestige and madness after drinking liquor, they are so fallen that they are naked, but cannot understand that they are. Therefore, because they are living like trees are naked, but are not conscious. These two young men should receive the bodies of trees. This will be proper punishment. Nonetheless, after they became trees, and until they are released, by my mercy they will have remembrance of their past sinful activities. Moreover, by my special favor, after the expiry of 100 years, by the measurement of the demigods, they will be able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, face to face, and thus revive their real position as devotees. Prabhu, very quickly, that answers quite a lot of questions there. Thank you from last time about why they became trees.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, thank you.
So as you see here, the curse by Narad Muni was that they become trees, and the reason given here why they become tree. And then Narad Muni says it's not just about the punishment to them. This is a proper punishment. At the same time, there is a mercy. What the mercy is that by my mercy, Narad Muni says, by my mercy, they will have remembrance of their past sinful activities. So just imagine, sometimes we say we don't, it's fact that we don't remember our past life. We don't remember our all sinful activities we have done in our previous lives. Just imagine if you remember how what would it would be. Like, in one of the example, in one of the talk I was it being said that the question was, why don't we remember our past lives? And the answer was a bit kind of, funny. The answer was given that just imagine, sorry, I'm saying it, but I'm laughing at the same time. So he says, just imagine you have been a hog in your previous life, and remember now that you were a hog. So what you will be thinking about yourself, right? Oh my goodness, I was eating stools in my last previous lives. So it's good actually not to not remember our previous lives as well sometime, right? However, here here Narada Muni gives a blessing saying that you will remember your past sinful activities, being maddened with the liquor and associated with the maiden girls, and hence you will be also. There's one more favor. What the favor is that you will become a tree for 100 years by the demigods, and you will be able to watch the activities of Krishna's face to face, and then Krishna is going to release you from this curse, and then you'll get your real position as a devotee back, right? So coming back to the point of they become trees. Why trees? So it's already saying that the trees are naked, and the hence this Nalakuri and Manigriva, they were naked, but they didn't knew that we are naked, or in the other way around, they consciously forgot that they are naked and before Narada Muni, right? That's why they got punishment of being a tree. And Prabhupada gives an example in Bhagavad Gita, saying that the people who are more used to of eating meats, right, they will get next life as a lion or tiger, so that they will just eat meats and things like that. In one of the lecture I was hearing, like, the people who are so much used to of surfing in the ocean or a sea, something like that, they might get a life of fish, so that they will be always tossing and tossing from here and there, right? So these are not equations, but these are kind of things we can understand, that the way we engage in our regular activities, we might get the next birth in that. And if we engage ourselves in Krishna consciousness, we will get that as a life of a devotee to again serve Krishna, or go to the spiritual world and again serve Krishna, isn't it? So let's see in purport. A tree has no consciousness. When cut, it feels no pain. If you remember, we were discussing in Canto 3 the other day, like the consciousness are very less developed, though they have consciousness, but they are very, very less developed. That's why they don't feel the pain. And the consciousness in the animals, they are much developed than the tree, but they are not as developed as the human being. But the consciousness in the human being are completely developed, right? So the trees, they have nearly no consciousness, that's why they don't feel pain. But Narada Muni wants the consciousness of Nalaku and Manigriva to continue, so that even after being released from the life of trees, They would not forget the circumstances under which they had been punished. It's very important, isn't it? To remember what mistake I did, so that I don't redo it in my in the next activities, kind of that. So therefore, to bestow upon them special favor, Narada Muni arranged things in such a way that after being released, they would be able to see Krishna in Vrindavan and thus revive their dormant bhakti. So bhakti says dormant. It means what? The bhakti is always there within ourself. Every living being has the dormant bhakti within. It just need to be revived by the association of Krishna or his associates like the acharyas, right? So bhakti is always there within us, and then it can be revived by continuously getting association of the devotees, hearing Krishna Katha, like that. Each day of the demigod in the upper planetary system equals 6 months of our measurement. Although the demigods in the upper planetary system are attached to material enjoyment, they are all devotees, and therefore they are called demigods. There are two kinds of person, namely the devas and asuras. Asuras forget the relationship with Krishna, asuram bhavam ashrita, whereas the devotees do not forget Krishna. So two category, devas and asuras. So the only difference between those is the devatas, they don't forget that they are dependent on Krishna. They don't forget that they are the devotees of Krishna. They don't forget that they are the servant of Krishna. At the same time, asuras, they forget the relationship with Krishna. That's the only difference. And it being said here that the devatas, they are all devotees as well. I mean, it goes more higher, like they are kind of kama mishra bhakti, because although it's being said that if you see the previous line, although the demigods in the upper plane system are attached to material enjoyment, so which means they wanted to enjoy, at the same time they're enjoying with the devotion to the Lord. And that's what they call as kama mishra bhakti. So bhakti, but still they have the kama is there. They wanted to enjoy sense enjoyment, a material enjoyment. Okay. From Padma Purana, Prabhupada quotes that द्वौ भूत सर्गौ लोकेऽस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च विष्णु भक्त स्मृतो दैव आसुरस्तत् विप्रयः. The distinction between a pure devotee and a karma mishra devotee is this: a pure devotee does not desire anything for material enjoyment, whereas a mixed devotee becomes a devotee to become a first class enjoyer of this material world. One who is in direct touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotional service remains pure, uncontaminated by material desire. Anya vilasa sunyam, jnana karma adi anavritam. So this is the definition of pure devotion. Like anya vilasita sunyam, jnana karma adi anavritam. Anukulana krishnanu, silana bhakti uttama. So Rupa Goswami says the uttama bhakti, bhakti uttama. Uttama bhakti is what? That there is no desire, no material desire. Desire is there, desire to serve Krishna. No material desire. Anya avilasita sunyam. Sunya means zero, and anya means different. Avilasa means desire. Anya avilasa, different desires are become zero. Like jnana, karma, anavritam, like jnana or karma and other things. They only desire to serve the lotus feet of Krishna in devotional service. That is it is. So one is karma, then again it says karma mishra. So there are different like karma mishra, jnana mishra, yoga mishra. However, bhakti is completely independent. I mean, this bhakti means is pure, and it's completely just for selfless service, ahitukya pratihata, unmotivated, uninterrupted. That's pure bhakti. However, sometimes it happens that people they have desire for sense enjoyment. However, still they want to engage in bhakti. So that's the karma mishra bhakti. So by karma mishra bhakti, one is elevated to the celestial kingdom. By jnana mishra bhakti, one is able to merge in Brahman effulgence. And by yoga mishra bhakti, one is able to realize the omnipotency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But pure bhakti does not depend upon karma, jnana, and yoga. For it simply consists of loving affairs. So pure bhakti, there is no cause for this pure bhakti. There is the only cause of bhakti is bhakti itself, nothing else. Right. So the liberation of bhakta, therefore, which is called not just mukti but bimukti, surpasses the five kinds of liberation. Remember, the other day I think we are discussing about the five kinds of liberation, and then we talked about the sahajiya, sayujya liberation. The devotees, they do not accept it at all. But at the same time, there are four more which we accept, like Sarupya, Salokya, Sarashti, and Samipya. At the same time, the pure devotee, even they surpass these five kinds of liberation at all. Right? That is the pure devotion, like the acharyas they have. A pure devotee always engage in pure devotional service. Anukulina Krishnanu Anushilanam Bhaktir Uttama. So this is the second part of this, the first part of that verse. Anya Vilasa Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam Anukulena Krishnanu Anushilana Bhakti Uttama. The Uttama Bhakti is basically uh, whatever is favorable for Krishna's bhakti, perform it, and whatever is unfavorable, it just reject it. That's it. So taking birth in upper planet system as a demigod is a chance to become further purified devotee and go back to home, back to Godhead. And Narada Muni indirectly gave Manigriva and Nalkumar the greatest opportunity by his so-called curse. So we see it again and again that this curse given by Narada Muni was not a curse but a blessings in disguise, isn't it? See text 3. शिशुपाच एवमुक्त्वा स एव ऋषिर्गतो नारायणाश्रमम् नलकुबेरमणिग्रौ आस्तूर्यमलार्जुनौ. Sukadeva Goswami continues. Yes, can someone please read? Kishore Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Guruji. Sukadeva Goswami continued, having thus spoken, the great saint Devarshi Narada returned to his ashrama, known as Narayana Ashrama, and Nalakuvera and Manigriva became twin Arjuna trees. Hare Krishna.
So Narad Muni, after all these pastimes, he just went back to his ashram. Nalakuvara and Manigriva, they have become twins tree. So Arjuna trees are still found in many forests, and their skin is used by cardiologists to prepare medicine for the heart trouble. This means that even though they are trees, they are distributed when skinned for medical science. Right. Sorry, they are disturbed when skinned for medical science. Right.
Sorry, Prabhu, can I ask a
Text.
question on that?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I asked last time. Why not oak tree or why Arjuna tree? Krishna or Narada Muni decided to curse them into Arjuna tree specifically and not any other tree.
I'm not very much sure about why they become Arjuna tree only, Prabhu.
Okay,
I'll
and
try to find out.
secondly, they were fully conscious. I think in text 22 you said
Yeah.
trees are unconscious, but this time the
Yes.
curse was to make them fully conscious, so they could feel pain and everything for those 100 demigod years, which I think is a couple of thousand years, human years.
Yes. Yes. So, yeah. The essence was that they are conscious in the sense that they will be remembering their past lives and why from what got cursed, and they would be seeing the pastimes of the Lord. So it means they
Right.
are complete in full conscious.
Okay.
These two trees, not all Arjuna trees, but these two trees, Nalku and Manikriva took birth in that trees. So they will definitely be in full conscious and seeing Krishna's pastimes all over what Krishna is doing.
Does that mean they would also feel the pain of the tree being cut down, or no, not that type of consciousness?
It's being this has been approved by Krishna, so it's all mercy for them.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, let's say it will be there coming soon.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just a
Yes,
quick
Prabhu.
thought, like the Prabhuji was asking why
Hmm.
only the Yamala Arjuna trees. If it is some other trees like which is not useful at all, obviously Nanda Maharaj would have cut down because it is obstructing the path or something like that. Just a thought. So those
Very
trees are
good point.
useful.
And that's a good, nice point, Prabhu.
Yeah, I'll try to find out the. Yeah, definitely nice one. We'll check it out. I'll try to find out when become alternative only. Right. Okay. Text 24. ऋषेर भागवत मुखस्य सत्यं कृतवचो हरि जगाम जगाम शङ्करेस्तत्र यत्रास्त्रं यमलार्जुनौ Maataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, to fulfill the truthfulness of the words of the greatest devotee. Narada slowly went to that spot where the twin Arjuna trees were standing. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
so now philosophical things gone, now past time back. So we remember the past time Krishna is in a ukal, in the grinding motor, wooden grinding motor, and Krishna, as he wanted to fulfill the desire of his devotee Narada Muni, and the boon given by Narada Muni should also be truthful, right? So to fulfill that, Krishna slowly went to the spot. So can you imagine how Krishna would you going there? So just whole back is bound by ukal. So he kneeled down and he crawling slowly towards those two trees. Text 24. यदि यदि मौदन्दं तात्मजौ तत्ततामि यद्गीतं तन्महात्मना. Yes, Pinky Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Nal Kuvera and Manigriva actually had nothing to do.
Mataji, translation, please.
Sorry.
This translation, I think.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Translation.
Although these two young men are the sons of the very rich Kuvera, and I have nothing to do with them. Devarshi Narada is my very dear and affectionate devotee, and therefore, because he wanted me to come face to face with them, I must do so for their deliverance.
Yeah. So now what's happening is, yeah, Krishna is saying that because Narada Muni has asked, given him boon that being face to face with them, so let's do that for the deliverance. So Krishna is always merciful, and he always keeps he's another who never fails with his vows to take care of his devotees, right? So now Krishna is doing his part. Narada Muni has cursed them, they are now tree, and now Krishna just wanted to slowly approaching towards these two young men who were son of very rich Kuvera. And the purport Prabhupada says, Nalukura Manigriva actually nothing to do with devotional service or seeing the Supreme Personality of God face to face. For this is an ordinary opportunity. It is not that because one is very rich or learned or born in an aristocratic family, one will be able to see the Supreme Personality of God face to face. It's possible. Kunti Maharani always says this point, like Krishna cannot be approached. Like people might not say, okay, I'm very rich, so My very aristocratic family birth, so I can Krishna, no. I am very poor, I can approach Krishna, no. These are not the qualification to reach or approach Krishna. Nalakuvenda Manigriva, they have been approached, and Krishna approaching them only because Narada Muni has given them the blessings, nothing else. Right? This is impossible. But in this case, because Narada Muni had desired that Nalakuvenda Manigriva see Vasudeva face to face, personality of God had wanted to fulfill the words of his very dear devotee Narada Muni. If one seeks the favor of a devotee instead of direct favor of Supreme Personality of Godhead, one is very easily successful. So here the mantra to achieve Krishna is Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has therefore recommended Vaishnava Thakura Tomara Kukura Bolia Janara More Krishna te Tomara Krishna jite para Tomara Sakati Ache. There's a very, very nice bhajan actually. He says, I mean, one of the ones this says Bhaktivinoda Thakur that Vaishnava Thakur, oh Vaishnava Thakur, let me be your kukur. Kukur means the dog. Take me as your kukur. You know, not my neck in front of the door. I'm ready to become your dog. So please accept me like that. And again he says, Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite para, tomara sakati ache. O Vaishnava Thakura, Krishna is yours. And Krishna dite para, because Krishna is you can give Krishna to others, to me. And tomara sakati ache. So you have this power to give Krishna to me because you have Krishna. So the Vaishnavas, they have Krishna, so that's why they can give Krishna to us, isn't it? So no one can get Krishna, but the devotees, they can give Krishna because they have Krishna with them. It's like, Prabhupada explains this point saying that if you have £1,000, then only you can give £100 to someone else. If you don't have £100, then how can you give same to anyone else? So to give something, you must have it first. That's the point. So if you want to give something, you should have it, then only you can give it. You cannot give it as it is. So the Vaishnava Thakuras, they have Krishna in them, so that's why they can distribute Krishna to others as well. That's why if you want to have Krishna, then it's good to associate with Krishna's devotees and get it from them. So one should desire to become like a dog in strictly following a devotee. Krishna is in the hand of a devotee. Adhuram adurlabham atma bhakto. Thus, without the favor of a devotee, one cannot directly approach Krishna. And what to speak of engaging in his service? Narottam Das Thakur therefore sings, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Paye Shikeve. Unless one becomes a servant of pure devotee, one cannot be delivered from the material condition of life. These are small sutras Prabhupada actually putting this in this verse in the purport, saying that without taking shelter of bona fide acharyas, it's not possible. So Nalakuvenda Manigriva, they had no business to even think of seeing Krishna face to face. They were already engaged in some different menial activities, right? However, because of the mercy of Narada Muni, they could see Krishna face to face now. And Krishna said, okay, as my devotee Narada Muni has blessed them, I should fulfill their desire. I should fulfill the desire of Narada Muni to see myself by Nalakuvenda Manigriva, isn't it? So that's how it is going on. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava society, following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami, our first business is to seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, Ado Guru Ashraya. So that's very important, to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami and our acharyas in the whole different succession. Right. Let's see, text 26. Yitya antirenarjuna Krishnastu yamayor yayau Atma nirvesha matrena tiryagatam ulukhalam. Yes, Atvi Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Having thus spoken, Krishna soon entered between the two Arjuna trees, and thus the big mortar to which he was bound turned crosswise and stuck between them.
I think let me picture. So I'm just trying to find a picture where actually Krishna stucks it. Okay, so just imagine, like, just imagine, like, if you see this picture, this one, if you just imagine this is a ukal, right? And these are two trees very nearby two trees, and then this ukal cannot pass through that. It is very near. These two trees are, ukal cannot pass by that. So Krishna has just stuck, Krishna is cross over there, and the Krishna is stuck this ukal in between the two trees that this verse says about. Right? Krishna soon entered between the two Arjuna trees, and thus the big mortar to which he was bound turned crosswise and stuck between them. So Krishna, just imagine like two trees, and Krishna has passed through, and thus his belly is being tied by the rope, and then these two wooden mortar, they are stuck by the two trees like that. And let's see what happens next. बालेन बालेन निष्कर्ष्य यतानुवागुलुखलं तद् दामोदरेण दामोदरेण तरशोत्कलैदात् अङ्गीग्रीवन्धौ निष्पेततु परं विक्रमिता मितातिवेपः स्कन्द प्रवाल विपतौ कृतछन्द शब्दौ. Now what happens? Yes, someone is 108 108. Can you please read? Okay, Nivata Mataji, you want to read now, please?
Hare Krishna. By dragging behind him with great force the wooden mortar tied to his belly, the boy Krishna uprooted the two trees. By the great strength of the Supreme Person, the two trees with their trunks, leaves, and branches trembled severely and fell to the ground with a great crash.
Yeah. So now what happened? As Krishna is just stuck in between the two trees, Krishna pulled the trees very easily, and these two trees, they were uprooted. These two gigantic trees, they got uprooted. And what happened? By the strength of the Supreme Person, the two trees with their trunk, leaves, and branches trembled severely and fell on the ground with a great crash, like this picture. Now, if you see here, these two trees has been uprooted, right? So that Krishna has broke it. Krishna has delivered this tree, has uprooted those trees now. So this is the pastime of Krishna known as Damodar Leela. Therefore, another of Krishna's name is Damodara, as stated in Harivamsa. So this is the Leela, Damodar Leela, where Krishna first he got bound in by his belly by his mother Yashoda, and then another reason was just he wanted to approve this Arjuna trees. He wanted to deliver Nalakura and Manigriva from the curse of Narada Muni. So this was the real purpose of this pastime. That's why he got bound. So in Harivamsa it says, Sacha teneva namna tu Krishno vai dama vandanat goshte damodara iti gopi bhi parigiyate. So Krishna, he got bound in his belly, and Krishna is also known as Damodara. Right. So let's see text 28. Tatra Shriya Paramaya कुकवस्फुरतन्तौ सिद्धवपुपेत्य कुजयोरिव जातवेदा कृष्णप्रणमय शिरसाखिललोकनाथं बद्धाञ्जलिविरजसा विद्भुमुच्च स्म विरजौ idam उच्यत स्म. Let me read this one. Therefore, in that very place where the two Arjuna trees had fallen, the two great, perfect personalities who appeared like fire personified came out of the two trees, the effulgence of their beauty illuminating all directions. With bowed headed, they offered obeisances to Krishna, and with hands folded, they spoke the following words. So now these two, Nalakku and Manigriva, if you can see this picture here now, Nalakku and Manigriva, they are now offering prayers and obeisances to Krishna after they being delivered. I see this is a nice picture actually from this whole two. You can see Nanda Maharaj's palace, Krishna bound by the ukal tree. Yeah, you can see this picture actually. They are stuck with a wooden motor, and now it's uprooted. Nalakku and Manigriva, they are standing before the Lord and now praying to Him, isn't it? So I think this is the perfect picture which we were discussing earlier. So let's see next what happens. Oh, now they started praying to Krishna. Krishna Krishna Mahayogim Stvam Adya Purusha Para Vaktamyam Idam Vishwam Rupam Te Brahmana Vido. Yes, Akshay Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. O Lord Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. You are the supreme, original person, the cause of all causes, immediate and remote, and you are beyond this material creation. Learned Brahmanas know, on the basis of Vedic statement, Sarvam Kevala Idam Brahma, that you are everything and that this cosmic manifestation, in its gross and subtle aspects, is your form. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
So this is what all the Vedic Siddhanta says. Sarvam Khalau Idam Brahma. So everything is the Brahman Krishna. Yeah. So they're praying that they say two times, Krishna, Krishna Mahayogim, you are the greatest yogis, you are the greatest mysticism, isn't it? So, oh Lord Krishna, our Krishna, your opulent mysticism is inconceivable. Can you imagine these two Arjuna gigantic trees, right? They are being uprooted just by a mere 3-4 years child. That is Krishna's inconceivable potency, isn't it? Right? And you are a supreme ordinary person. You are the cause of all causes, and immediate and remote, everything. And you are beyond this material creation. So Krishna is always beyond this material creation. His name is Alokshaja, who is actually above this material creation. And learned Brahmanan know you on the basis of Vedic statement saying Sarvam Kalau idam Brahman. Everything is actually Brahman, and that you are everything, and that this cosmic manifestation in its gross and subtle aspects is your form. So Krishna is, how is Krishna's form? Krishna expands by through his energy this whole cosmos. Right? That's why everything is from Krishna. The two demigods, Nalakku and Manigriva, because of their continuing memory, could understand the supremacy of Krishna by the grace of Narada. Now they admitted that we should be delivered by the blessings of Narada Muni was all your plan. Therefore, you are the supreme mystic. Everything past, present, and future is known to you. Your plan was made so nicely that although we stayed here as a twin Arjuna trees, you have appeared as a small boy to deliver us. This was all your inconceivable arrangement. Because you are the supreme person, you can do everything. Right? Krishna can do everything. Okay. So we'll quickly do. I think we'll continue from this verse tomorrow, text 30. Anyone have any quick questions, comment, or want to share something? Please feel free to.
Yes, I do, Prabhu.
Yeah,
I have a couple of questions, if that's okay.
yeah.
First of all, thank you for the the reading. It was very helpful. It answered a lot of questions about the Arjuna tree, etc. Um, and this was a very nice one today as well. Regarding 2 days ago, there was you mentioned two things. One about detaching from the results and offering the results to Krishna, and secondly regarding offering results to Krishna. So my first question is, does that verse specifically offering results to Krishna speak to devotees or non-devotees as well? Why I'm asking that is because, sometimes our suffering and the fruits of our labor, both of those we offer to Krishna, or do you mean only the fruits of the labor we should detach from and offer to Krishna, or the suffering as well?
Uh, Even see the how the devotees they see in a different way. The devotees they see that the suffering what I am going through is because of my past sinful activities. However, as I've taken shelter of Krishna, Krishna has been so merciful to me that I was supposed to get so much of suffering, but Krishna is just giving me a token of suffering. And this is the way our acharyas describe the how the devotees they see the suffering. And I think if you remember, I think I was sharing example earlier as well about Bhakti Raghav Maharaj, right? He had uh, in Mayapur somehow there is some work. There was a blast happened, and then his one leg, is chopped up. And after his operation, he said that Krishna is so merciful. Can you imagine? Is one leg being chopped up, and then he's saying Krishna is merciful. How it is possible? He said that Krishna is so merciful that the the one of my leg, I think it was his right leg, if I remember right. So his right leg has a polio, and he said that Krishna is so merciful that Krishna chopped off my right leg only. If he would wanted, he could have chopped off my left leg as well, or left leg. Anywhere my right leg was not so good because it's a polio. I was suffering from polio. So Krishna is merciful that he just chopped off my left leg only, not the right one, and right is still there. I'm using the walker to walk, but still my right leg is there. So this is the perspective of a devotee to see the suffering. They don't blame to Krishna that Krishna, I am your devotee, I am engaged in your all the services. I have given up my family, I have given up my job, I have given up everything. I am just surrendered to unto you. I am now a sannyasi, and I'm just preaching your glories everywhere. But still, you chopped up my leg. That is not the thought of a devotee. I mean, the pure devotees. They take suffering as a token, and it's as a blessing. Right now we're discussing on Nalko and Manigriva. Nalko and Manigriva, what we saw that they have been cursed, but at the same time they have been blessed as well. The pastime of Krishna in Vrindavan, it has not been it's not been accessible to even to many devatas, right? But this Nalko and Manigriva, by the blessings of Narada Muni, they could see all this Krishna childhood pastime, isn't it? So these are the one expect how a devotee sees the suffering to him, and at the same time we can learn as well. We can see in the same way the suffering what we get, and this is Kali Yuga, and certainly that we are here, it means that we have done sinful activities in our past, so we have to suffer it. There is no excuse on that. But at the same time, Krishna gives us the strength to go through those suffering at all. Just imagine the Pandavas. right? Can you see the in Mahabharata and Pandavas? Can you imagine that Pandava would have done anything wrong to the Kauravas? Not a single point of time. They never have tried to do any harm to Kauravas, but still they have been suffering a lot, again and again, again and again. But they never complained. Krishna was there with them, but they never said, Krishna, oh Krishna, what are you doing here? You are just giving us suffering. Never they told, isn't it? So these are the way the devotee sees, and this is that the past time actually happened, so that we can learn and take how the suffering can be taken ahead, isn't it? So at the same time, when we get something good, okay, I got a new house, big house, good job, good family, and then the devotees, they give credit to the Lord, saying, oh, it's Krishna's mercy that I got these things, right? In case of non-devotees, it become different, because in case of non-devotees, what happens is they just curse Krishna or the God. Oh, there is God, but I'm suffering. I remember my own. I'll tell my own story, Prabhu, rather than saying anyone else. It's back in 2005 or 6, and yeah, no, yeah, 6 or 7, maybe sometime like 2006, 2007. I've been rejected from interviews again and again for my job, right? And in one day, I had some picture. I won't, say it, which picture it was. I had some pictures of the gods in my pocket, and then I went for an interview. I thought, no, oh God, please help me out at least. I have been rejected from many a time, so please help me out this time. In that mood, I went for the interview, and then the result was quick. He says, no, you're not selected. And I came out and threw all those pictures I had in my pocket. I said, what kind of God you are? If you say you are God and I'm suffering a lot, I've been giving interviews and interviews and interviews and interviews, but I'm not getting selected. Why it is so? So from anger, I started blaspheming and or blaming to the God, saying that this is, what kind of God you are? I'm suffering. I need a job. I need to work. I need to take my family, all these things. But you're not giving me a job. It's not that I'm not qualified. I did my engineering, but still I'm suffering. Why? So I'm not looking at myself that because of the mistakes, because of the questions which are being asked by my interviewer, I couldn't answer them. That's why I got disqualified. If I would have answered them well, I would have passed through. But I'm blaming the gods, and I've thrown out all these pictures from my pocket and anywhere here there, isn't it? So that's a kind of act of a non-devotee. That okay, if you see God is there, then why are you not helping me out? And anything comes up, oh, it's me. I worked hard, so I'm getting it. That's the aspect of non-devotees, and that I think previously we discussed about the thought process of the devotees. Is that make sense, Prabhu?
No, absolutely. And can I just ask you, using your example, um, in the context of offering the result to God or Krishna, what would have been the attitude otherwise, using that example? So again, it was your suffering, you thought you were
Yeah.
suffering, you threw away the pictures, versus, oh wow, I've got the job. But in the context of either of those outcomes, how do you offer, what is it you are offering to God? Is it faith? Is it just leaving it in God's hands without reacting? What do you mean by offering the results and being detached from it?
So yeah, in that case, if at the time I might have devotee, then definitely I would have said, oh, thanks Lord for helping me out to clear the interview. It's because of your mercy I could clear the interview, right? And I mean, I don't want to say all of many things, many realizations, these are personal things, but again, after being in Krishna consciousness, being in Prabhupada missions, there have been so much of realizations, and I've seen the hands of Lord behind me all the time.
Right.
There are many instances, and it's on YouTube. I don't want to reveal all those things. These are not good to
No,
reveal
no.
those things. But I can certainly say that I have seen the hands of the God. I'll just give one example. Let's, for example, I just came here in UK, and then I was just about to leave, I came, and I think in just 3 months I was about to leave. My project got finished and I about to leave. And I was thinking, okay, I was thinking in a very positive way actually. That's okay, not a problem. Krishna wanted to me to bring here, and I was here for 3 months. Now I'm going back, and I was thinking, what is the thing I could take back from here? And if you search Google, what can you take back from Scotland? There's a wine and whiskey thing, right? Scottish whiskey, they are famous, but I don't drink, and as I don't drink, I won't take it as a gift for anyone else as well. So I was thinking what to do, and eventually, you know what? I thought to get a tattoo. It's Goranga tattoo. I was okay.
Goranga.
And
Looks
this
well.
is Goranga tattoo is actually trademark of a Scottish devotees. I got to know by the time, and I got this tattoo in my hand. I know in our temple, Ramananda Prabhu, Javadasi Prabhu, and Adhokshaja Prabhu, they all have this Goranga tattoo. And I later know I got to know that this Goranga tattoo has been from Scottish devotees. So I thought, let me go the tattoo, and I'll go back to India, and I'll live Scotland all the time. I got the tattoo. Never going to. So you can see you wanted to engage me in some more services here. So this is one of the aspects we can think of, we can see as, isn't it? Hare
So,
Krishna, can
Prabhu,
you
I
hear me?
almost lost you there. So, in the context of getting and clearing the interview, you thank God. Now, in the context of not clearing the interview, how would you have reacted in this case? By
Yeah,
thanking God as well for not getting the interview? Maybe that is
no.
also,
So
or how do you offer that?
definitely, I won't be
Suffering.
thanking God for not clearing out. But certainly, I would have prayed, oh Krishna, please let me know where I'm lacking. What are the things I'm lacking? Please give me the intelligence so that I can clear my interview the next time. That was
Right.
my mood. Uh,
Yes.
I mean, I've changed my job just as well, and I same time also I went for nearly 8-10 interviews, and I was failed for 10 times before getting this interview cleared. But I never threw away all of my job bag. Okay, oh no, why I'm not getting a job? It's not the whole thing. 7-10 years back, when I was searching for a job, I told I threw away all these pictures from my pocket. But again, just 1 year back, I was searching for a job, and almost for a year, some 7-8 interviews got cancelled. I could not clear, but I didn't give up my chanting. I didn't give up my worshipping, and not. No, I said okay, no problem. Let it be. We'll see it out. Krishna will help me somewhere, and he helped me out at the end. But there was not a thing. Okay, Krishna, please help me. Otherwise, I'm going to give up my devotion. It's not like that, isn't it? So there's a verse. It says that Avashya Rakhive Krishna. So a devotee should have a firm faith that Krishna will always take care. It's not about giving a job, giving a family, or giving thing. Krishna will take care of us in every circumstances. Prabhupada explains, if an ant eats and lives as is required to, an elephant, a gigantic elephant, he lives and eats as it is required to. They are animals, they don't go and things like that. They maintain their family as well. But if who is maintaining their families and things? But Krishna. So if Krishna taking care of the ant and elephant, why not he will take care of us? That faith we should have, isn't it? So yeah, I may say, okay, I desire for a Mercedes car. That's my desire. But my need is that I just need a four a wheeler, a car, just to go from here to temple. That's it. So a car can be a car. It doesn't need to be a Mercedes car. So need and desire are two different aspects, isn't it? So if we have, by the grace of Lord, it's well and good. I'm denying that we should not have a Mercedes car. If you have this thing, you can buy it. But at the same time, just desiring for Mercedes car and blaming everything here and there, it's good as well, right?
Uh, Secondly, you last time mentioned something that stuck with me. Actually, I have one more very simple question, but another one which is not simple, which I'll ask first. Um, you last time, let me just, I typed it out to make it easy. Just 1 second. Yeah, you spoke of, devotees being kalpavrikshas. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
And you said something very significant. You said, be very careful what you wish for from devotees because they will fulfill it. Now, what are the conditions for fulfilling it? And what is the consequence for fulfilling it if it is the wrong type of wish? And is there any such thing as a unreasonable wish? For example, hankering to see my transitioned mother, because you are in pain sometimes for the lost time and the quality time you are unable to spend with them, something like this. What is the consequence of a devotee fulfilling any kind of wish? And again, what are the conditions for them to fulfill it? Because of the way you said, be very careful.
Yes, so be very careful. The point is, I know it's again we can discuss it more. So the
Okay.
point is, they are the ocean of mercy, and they can fulfill all the desires. Especially, be careful. It means we should be very careful about asking a devotion to the Lord from the devotees. I think just we are discussing the Manigriva. By the blessings of a pure devotee, they could see Krishna face to face. So there is no point of asking devotees for material things. But at the same time, we are in this material world. We might need something else. Something is there. The material things are there. At the same time, if we really definitely need it, then definitely we can approach Krishna. We can ask for the prayers for the devotees. Like I'll give example. In our temple, sometimes if some devotees are not well, right? If they're not well, then what we do is we take out their pictures and frame it, and then we keep beside the Prabhupada's deity, Prabhupada Murti, so that the devotee they can pray for the well-being of the devotee. So it's the praying for the well-being of a devotee. It means we are praying for their body, isn't it?
Yes.
In this point of time, so
Yeah.
it means it's a material thing. But at the same time, because he's a devotee, let's pray for him so that he can continue service as well. Even if sometimes we see some our senior devotees or Maharaj get, we do Narsingh Yagya and pray to Lord to take care of the health as well. So these are prayers, but at the same time, this body is material, but still we are praying for their well-being. So these are the good way to pray to Krishna. Right? It's not just okay, oh Krishna, just fulfill all my desires, what I want. I don't want devotion, that's all. But I just want you to fulfill my desires. And then it becomes like a business. Prabhupada says this is cheating religion. You are bribing Krishna. Okay, I will just bring some 11 coconuts to you, or maybe 500 pounds to you. Please fulfill my desire. Right? That's one of our motive.
Right, right.
Uh,
Yes. Yeah. That
And
makes sense. But
uh,
I guess, oh, sorry.
and when I say about the think about be careful about the what you want. There's a story being said by one of the devotee. He said nicely. He said there are one person. He said, and he was a bit rich, and everyone comes to and ask him, give me this, give me this, give me this, and then he got fed up, and then he says, "Oh Lord, make sure next time no one asks anything from me. Yeah, if possible they can give me, but no one asks anything from me." And then the other one, he was a bit poor, and he says, "Oh Lord, please make sure in my next birth anyone should not go empty-handed from me." Right? And then imagine next thing what happens. This person was rich, he became a beggar. Krishna, he asked Krishna, "Oh Krishna, please make sure that I mean not Krishna," he said, "God, make sure that no one takes away, no one takes anything from me. If they want, they can give to me, but no one take me anything." So he became a beggar. No one take you anything from your bowl. Everyone want to put some pennies and pence and pound in your bowl. That's all. And the other one who's prayed, saying, okay, please make sure that no one goes empty-handed from my side. Anyone who comes, he should get something. And he became again a king. So, and he was that kind of king that, okay, he distributed everything, whatever anyone wishes. So this is the power of desire, what we desire. That's why it says, be careful before asking Krishna. Krishna fulfills our desire. So the why is being said that as a devotee, we should understand that this material world is somehow or other is temporary. It's not permanent in any case. Whatever we may get it. The verse explains that even if you go to heavenly planet, still you have to come back to this material world, and suffering is going on and on and on. So why to ask for something which is again going to put us back in danger, and we will again suffering us waiting for us? So why not take the opportunity to go back to Lord? Prabhupada quotes an example saying that there was an old lady, and her business was to take so much of burden in her head or in shoulder, and then go to the town and sell it out. And one day it was a heavy load of wood, and she was carrying from her in one shoulder, and then she got tired and it fell down. And then a person, a king came up a king came up, and then the king says, how can I help you? And the lady says, okay, can you please put that no, the king said, whatever you want I can give to you. But the old lady says, okay, can you lift that bunch of wood, and then put it in my different shoulder. So what happened is basically the old lady is asking to lift the luggage or her baggage from one shoulder to other shoulder. But she could have asked, oh, you are a king, take me to your palace and let me live there with you, because the king was already there. He said, I can fulfill all of your desires. So but the lady is asking that, just take from one shoulder to put in another shoulder, that's all. So this is the material thing, asking for one problems or one some good thing to another good thing, or just for our sense gratification. But Krishna he is merciful. The devotees are merciful. They can take us back to spiritual world, where there is no more suffering. So why to still go to heavenly kingdom and come back again and go on suffering and suffering and suffering, isn't it? So that's why I said, be careful what to seek for.
No, I understand that, Prabhu. But I guess there's nothing wrong in desiring the well-being and welfare of somebody who may not be a non-devotee in the
Never,
family,
never.
for
Yeah, it's
right?
always good. Yeah, it's always good. We should
So,
always be favorable, isn't it?
yeah, because sometimes the hankering might be there and it might give the result of coming back, but then that hankering sometimes it disturbs the mind, and therefore I'm sure Krishna would help to alleviate that out of his mercy without you incurring the reaction of coming back to the material world. For example, for your mother or your father or somebody,
Yeah.
Secondly, Prabhu, how do you beat the mind with the shoe?
Putting the mind with the shoe is basically neglecting the mind. So neglect the mind, that is purple. Neglect the mind and engage my mind in Krishna consciousness. That it is. That's the meaning of beating the mind with the shoes. Just neglect whatever he says about sense gratification. Okay, I want to go out for a movie, leave it, forget it. I want to go for a pizza, forget it, leave it. Kind of that. No, prasadam is all okay, like that.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Thank you very much, everyone. Thanks for staying a bit long.
Thank you.
Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri
Bye.
ki jai. Yes, Prabhu. Okay, so I'll stop today here.